Good morning, good morning, good morning. Let's see what energies we've got going today for the collective. What's the message that somebody needs to hear? Remember, all these messages are timeless. It is whenever you find them when they matter. But let's just see. Ooh, we got one. The start of a new cycle. We have got Capricorn. And we have got Venus. All right. Definitely got a lot of focus on heart energy here. Morning and the evening star. What moves we got? We've got the star, we've got male, and we've got romance. All right, so definitely pulling out. Capricorn is a very masculine sign too, right? It's the half goat, half fish, right? But it's an earth sign. It's very weird, right? It feels like a creature that lives between the water and the earth, right? We've got the male rune, romance, and the star, divine intuition. Divine pulling, divine longing. That's my favorite part of this song. Take me home tonight, I'd do anything with you. Buy a bottle of whiskey, we'll get matching tattoos. Tell me that you love me, oh let me drive your car. We can sit till morning light, just counting every star. 'Cause if there's hell, I'll meet you there. And if there's a heaven, I'll serve in beer. And if you're an angel, then I must be high. Oh, if there's a church, it's rock and roll. And if you're the my soul, it's alright, whatever we do tonight. 'Cause if there's a God, baby, she won't mind. If there's a God, baby, she won't mind. Something I always liked about Dogma when they made God a woman too. Been picking up a lot of messages about Danu, Tuatha De Danu, the people of Danu, which was pretty much the fairy race that ruled Ireland for like 3,000 years, recorded 3,000 years. And the message that I always get whenever I pick that up is a lot of people always talk about they feel like they're volunteers or they're walk-ins and there's stuff like that. And that never related with me. Like I never vibed really with it too much. But it finally dawned on me one day. It was like, look, all these people came here to volunteer to answer the call. Nobody stopped to think about who put in the call. Who sent the call, right? It makes me think of one of my past life. I did a past life hypnosis regression thing, and one of them I was a small child lying outside of a Stonehenge, and they asked me what the henge was for, and I said to talk to the stars because they worship the Milky Way. What do we got here? We are what we repeatedly do. Excellence then is not an act but a habit. Don't ever let anybody tell you that they're better than you. Penguins stand for dreams and help you through your hard times. If you weren't stirring the bucket, you wouldn't have gotten shit on your shoes. Yeah, I'm the dickhead fairy that sprinkled bitch dust on this whole situation and created this argument. It's no wonder the truth is stranger than fiction. Fiction has to make sense, and everything is one, right? Everything is one. That's pretty funny. Like the penguins got in there. Definitely get somebody stirring the bucket, and it's like, oh yeah, well now they've caused an argument, and it's no wonder. I definitely get that people are stirring the bucket right now. And you know what? The bucket's supposed to be stirred. That's how it goes. Sometimes the only way to get your point across is to actually speak it. And you know what? If you speaking your truth offends other people, then those are not your people. Pointing out bullshit, that's been a big thing that's been going on around here lately too, right? We talk about how you got truth seers in families, and they're like, the black sheep is usually the one who's able to call out everybody's bullshit or sees the bullshit and hypocrisy in a family structure. They become the black sheep, the scapegoat. Yep. There's been a big message today. Celtic wars and battles, right? What took out the people of the Tuatha De Danann? The holy fucking Romans. I'll say it again, the holy Romans. It's really what it boils down to. The whole world right now is in chaos, and the war and the battle that it is, it's pretty much communism against the holy Romans. If you look up a map of communism and then you look up a map of where the Roman Catholic Church has their strongholds, you can see that line. You can see a dead set line across the both of it, right? This is something that's been going on. This is the past energy you're pulling up. You're pulling up a lot of Celtic energy and wars and battles, right? Why? Because we are at a time of war and battle. It might not be people on either side of a hill running at each other in a bloody mess, but it's still definitely battles going on right now. And they're triggering. Because why? Because that's the past life energy you're putting in. You've been defending these beliefs lifetime after lifetime. Bride in a cage. Someone's definitely the energy of someone who is feeling entrapped. Someone is entrapped by promises that they've made. But I always say when I see cards like that, it's like, when you make promises to other people, there comes a point. If that promise that you made to that person's taking advantage of it to the point where you're breaking promises to yourself, really my own life, my only way to find reasoning for it. And it's kind of like my second marriage, right? That kind of started to become a bride in a cage situation, right? It didn't matter what I do, I couldn't get this man to get healthy. And all I could think of is like, how would you like it if someone wanted you to be married to a guy like Jelly Roll? And let that sink in for a minute. And I told him right at the beginning, I was like, look, I'm not going to be an enabler. Not going to be an enabler for something that's going to destroy you like that, right? And it seeps into yours too, right? His bad habits became a joint bad habit thing, and then it became this whole weird bonding thing, and then next thing I knew, I was 230 pounds. He's 350 pounds. It was bad. And me getting healthy was pissing people off. Case in point with my last boyfriend. He was mad at me for quitting smoking cigarettes and that I was trying to get healthy. And he's like, you think you're better than me because you did these things. It's like, no, I'm trying to evolve and be a better version of myself. Only person I'm in competition with is yesterday me. Right? There should always be your own competition, and if there's somebody in there sabotaging that, you need to recognize that. If promises you've made to someone else is making you break promises that you've made to yourself, you have to understand that you are important, and what you want does matter. Right? There's a lot of communion with spirit going on here. Looking to commune with spirit, paying attention to your signs. If you are going to ask for signs, look for signs. And here we go a lot with the generational DNA too. That's been a big message that's been channeling through today, right? And case in point for me is I was raised by my Italian side of my mother's family, right? They're Italian and German. Now my grandfather has Germanic blue blood in his blood. And my mother and all of them lean towards Egyptian culture, calls them more when it comes to magic and stuff like that, because they have a lot of North African blood in them from the island of Sicily. I've always more related to my Celtic ancestors, which is my father's side, even though I wasn't really raised with that family. That's always been the mysticism and the energy that I draw from. I carry more of that energy than I do the North African energy, right? Like, I love Egypt. I love studying it. Archaeology was a big, not habit. What the hell am I thinking of? Hobby, right? Was watching and learning about stuff like that. But the Celtic origins always were more for me, that I love to dive into. And they're more interesting to me, too, because a lot of that was not recorded. It was word of mouth, was how those traditions came through. So yeah, so if you really want to get down to it and get into the nitty gritty of all that when it comes down, it's so I have Fey blood, and I also have Germanic blue blood, which means there is some reptilian here. Which I think it was the Leo King said, if your Pluto is in Scorpio, then you're probably a reptilian or something like that. I forget exactly how he said it. That had something to do with your Pluto being in Scorpio. And my Pluto is in Scorpio in retro. Definitely picking up someone who is not connecting to the divine. They feel cast out by the cold by the divine. They don't feel it anymore. We've got a lost starseed or lost person here. Definitely picking up a very immature masculine energy here. This person is actively pushing away divine energy. All right. I got 555 here on the bottom line. On the 3D, all this person sees is conflict, right? This is it. This is it. This is it. This is a toxic masculine energy. Yep. This is a bitter, bitter masculine I'm picking up here. This is a masculine who likes to play with hearts, right? There's a lot of balance that this person, like, yeah. Right. Now this person on the 3D, I'm just going to say, they're here to deliver their lesson, right? This is soul contracts that they were here to fulfill, right? They became this bitter person as part of a design plan to help feminines that they come in contact with. That doesn't make any sense. Why would hurting feminines be helping them? Because you need to learn how to stand up to yourself, for yourself, right? So this is someone who causes a lot of conflicts when it comes to love interest, right? Causes people to have to refocus and relearn their own balance, right? Here we go. Defend yourself. Speak up for yourself, right? Understand what? I'm not afraid to be out in the cold on my own. What? I got that whole I can do bad all by myself, right? This is someone who comes in, their contract is to be this bitter masculine, right? Why? To teach the feminines how to love themselves again, right? Right? Got to learn how to love the mirror. Have to be able to look at yourself without picking yourself apart, right? So it takes someone that's a total douche to do this, right? To get you so to the point where you're like, no, I'm going to stand back up. I'm going to go ahead and defend myself and speak up for myself, and I don't care if it leaves me out in the cold. I'll create my own damn music, right? That is the energy I'm picking up here on the 3D. On the 5D, for sure, right? So we got swiftness and the 8 of Wands here in the middle on the 5D. You see, this is the only card that's upright down here. And this is a feminine. She's defending herself now, right? Yeah. She's got 5 wands behind her. I love this card, right? She's got 5 wands coming at her that she's defending herself back. She's like, what? I return to sender with love and light there. And in the back, in her backpack, in her, I forget what that's called, in her little bag there, she's got 3 wands. What's the 3 of wands? Preparation, foresight, and intuition, right? She's like, nah, I'm listening to myself. I'm defending myself. I know what I want for the future, and nobody's going to dissuade that from me, right? You got this toxic feminine energy here, followed by the 8 of swords, right? These are all reversed. So I get that this feminine, because she is defending herself, she comes off as toxic, but she's really cutting herself free from stuff. What is she cutting herself free from? You got reversed temperance here and reversed high priestess. This is defending yourself against someone who is poisoning your psyche, right? This is someone who is feeding into your most base needs, right? This is someone who encourages. This is the enabling energy I was talking about, right? The temperance has a lot to do with abstaining from alcohol when it's upright to find balance and clarity, right? It's about clearing your mind of toxins so that you can be clear, right? So this is definitely someone who's defending herself against these energies, right? She's like, what? She's like, I'm tired of other people draining my powers and aiding and abetting, sabotaging me, right? I want to cut myself free, and if that means I come off as a toxic feminine, because upright, this is a chick who's trying to put her own star in the sky. What? I'm not reaching for other people's stars. I'm trying to put my own star in the sky. And if I have to act like this to cut myself free of toxic people pulling my puppet strings that are encouraging toxic behaviors and draining my power, what? You can take that toxic shit, return to sender. I return this. May the full horrors of your actions be revealed to you with love and light. May you learn your lessons. And sometimes the only lesson these people can have, and the lesson that you came to teach them, is what? We don't have to tolerate that type of behavior anymore. We do not have to tolerate toxic structures like that anymore, right? Even the 5D here, right? Now this can have a lot to do with children. I'm just going to throw that out there because we do have 2 reverse pages here. So that's a lot of childlike energy, a lot of immature-like energy, right? And I even got this card here. It kind of reminds you of Tiny Tim, right? This is out in the cold, right? These page energies are left out in the cold. Why are they left out in the cold? Because they are stuck in the past. And not even the good past. They're stuck in the negative past, right? Talk about all the ego can do is calculate the past and try to avoid it in the future. But some people sit there calculating the past so much that they keep reliving it. This is the self-fulfilling prophecy of abandonment. What? If I never get attached, then I can never be abandoned. But then whenever I meet somebody that has the potential that I could be attached to, I will automatically shut down, close up, lock them out, do everything I can not to get attached to them to the point where I push them away, fulfilling my belief that everybody will abandon me. All because they're too scared to make a move on the 3D. This is just someone who's afraid to make moves on the 3D. They're terrified of repeating the past to the point where, what? I'd rather just live out in the cold, even if it punishes my children too. Can't save people who don't want to be saved, and you got to understand, even though you might not understand what purpose it serves to put, I guess, children in those kind of situations, is those kids chose their soul contracts when they came here too. Right? You know, it's a big belief that a lot of us share in these communities, is that we chose these soul contracts and we made these agreements before we got here to influence and help guide each other along our paths. And some of our paths are just harder than others, and they're meant to be that way. Get a little story time here. All right, so we got what we got here. We got the House and the King of Hearts. We had the Queen yesterday. Today we have the King, right? Told you we were focusing on that. Well, we got the House, number 4. If this reading's resonating for you, definitely watch for those 5 today. All right, so we got 4, the House, the King of Cups, home, domesticity, safety, and sanctuary. Rather than using any specific story, we choose to use the archetype of the little cottage in the woods. Nearly every fairy tale heroine and hero either begins or began their story from their humble home or sought sanctuary in such a place. Snow White found her shelter in a little cottage like this, and this card could represent safety and security as well as prosperity, real estate, and physical location. Families gather here, and secrets might be hiding behind that door. The Path of Stones leads out as well as in. The cards around this can indicate what is stirring inside the home. Is it a witch? Is it a witch's oven or a family gathering for a happy celebration? Look for your questioner's card. If the question is about real estate and a house card is nearby, it is a strong indicator that the deal will happen. So there's a lot about building a home here, maintaining a home, safety, sanctuary. Well, let's see. What is really luring inside? What is luring inside the cabin? Funny. What is lurking inside this cabin in the woods? All right, we got the 5 of Cauldrons here. All right, we got the 5 of Cauldrons here. This deck, I look at this as what? This person is focusing so much on them 3 spilt cups that they're not paying attention to what their behaviors are doing to the children around them, right? Get the 3 cups spilt on the floor. So worried about all that pain and heartbreak that they're not paying attention to what's going on around them. And the 2 of Cups, which is the soul connection card. They're not paying attention to the 2 of Cups, how it's affecting the 2 of Cups behind them, right? How it's affecting the other connections, their other soul connections. They're so focused on these karmics, right? There's definitely wounded feminine energy here, right? That is being guided. They're being guided to heal. Why? Because in the end, it takes the masculines to heal the feminines. That's what it is about. Why does it take the masculines to heal the feminines? Because the masculines are the ones that have wounded the feminine. Toxic masculinity, like I said, it doesn't matter who's embodying this energy. Females embody it all the time. Why? Because men have used it to get ahead. So it has become an archetype of how to get ahead. It is the age of narcissism, right? And there's definitely wounded feminines. Why? Because it is not our natural energy or state to be in that. That Dax song just came on. Alcohol. Recognize. I got wasted. Divine feminine nurturing energy. Why? Because this is the embodiment of the true feminine energy, right? This is the embodiment of the goddess Danu, right? The goddess, the earth goddess, the goddess of all, the goddess of the mother of all, the mother of the earth and of the gods that reside here. That is the natural state of the feminine energy, right? We got the 10 of Rods. These people everybody is extremely overburdened. They're trying to pick up all these sticks, and they're just falling all over the place. And they keep trying to just, it's that imagery of no matter, you keep picking up sticks, and every time you pick up 2 sticks, and you drop a couple, and it's all over the place, and they're tumbling around. And you're at a point where it's like, dude, you need to put all the fucking sticks down. Put them all down. Put them down on the ground, right? Put them down. You're trying to carry all this shit with this energy, and it is not working for you. You cannot try to move forward dragging the past. That's what this is about. This is someone who is dragging the past. They are terrified of these energies, right? And they are trying so hard to move on for them and just build around them. But no matter how much you try to pick up them sticks, they're going to keep falling all over the place because you're not organized. You need to put all these sticks down, make a priority list, and get rid of things that are not your burdens to carry. Right? What is not your burden to carry? Right? Get the mastery here, right? Mastery in this deck, for me, it's always about, which is also the Chariot card, right? You're being pulled. What is pulling you? What direction are you being pulled in? Right? You have earth, air, fire, water here, right? Earth. What physical signs do you have? What physical directions are you trying to take, right? Are your emotions behind what you're trying to do? That's the water. Are your emotions flowing you towards this energy as well, right? When you think, that's where your thoughts are. Is that where your words are? Do you speak of this all the time, of what you want? Fire, is it an undeniable passion that you feel driven towards, right? If all those things are in line, that is the direction you're supposed to be going here. Like, how many times does the universe have to reaffirm to you what? If you can't stop thinking of how to make physical moves for this person, thinking and speaking about this person, fire and emotions constantly calling towards this person, right? All these things keep pulling you towards these one direction, and that's the direction you're supposed to be going in. And any of these toxic energies that you're holding on to, because why? You're scared of this person because they're wounded? The whole universe is guiding you to them because they are wounded, because that is your contract. It's going to take physical moves. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. It's going to take physical action on the 3D to get through this. And as soon as you take a step in a direction that betters yourself, yeah, here we go. Here we go. What? Nobody wants you to. What? Nobody wants to give up their seats of power right now. No one wants to break up the dynamic they got going on, especially if it's working well for them. Right? I'm getting this wrong imagery of this guy. What? You got this bitch here. She's a joker, swinging the stick around. You got 2 kids down here. They've all got their sticks. What are their sticks doing? One's pushing the masculine away, right? You got the little boy that's pushing the feminine away. And then you got the little girls pushing the masculine away, and they're separating these two. And then separating these two, right? Well, how are they doing that? They're causing arguments and conflicts around these people. They're making it difficult, right? Now, actually, if you really want to get into this card, the masculine here isn't swinging sticks. He's holding on 2 sticks, but he's not swinging sticks. He's trying to stop the fighting. He's got the sticks jammed in there so that it stops the swinging. He's trying to block these sticks from swinging around and hitting everybody. What else we got? Queen of Pentacles. It's what they need. It's what is needed in this dynamic to solve it, right? Whenever I see the Queen of Pentacles, I always think of that mom from Brave, right? She knows the house rules. She knows how it's supposed to be. She enforces those house rules and how it is supposed to be, right? She doesn't tolerate the bullshit, right? It's not necessary. What? There's no fighting. If no fighting is the rule, then no fighting is the rule. Why is no fighting the rule? Because play fighting turns into real fighting 110% of the time, which is why she sets rules like this, right? This is a strict mother. This is the type of mother who doesn't do sleepovers during the week. This is one that's going to bust your ass if you're caught skipping or sneaking out. This is the one who puts her foot down, right? She's not mean. She's stern. And she's right over this Empress card, right? I'm going to show you, right? What? Not making physical moves because they're worried about the past repeating itself, right? Here on this divine calling, but this divine calling causes everybody to jump in for conflict, right? Why? Because it's the age of narcissism. These people want the center of attention for themselves. They don't want this person to give energy to anybody else, especially not someone who is a divine feminine in this type of energy, this archetype right here. This is the most powerful, one of the most powerful feminine archetypes there is. This is the divine mother all the way through. There's a Five of Pentacles on the bottom there under this Ten of Rods. It's a lot to do with money here. Page of Rods. Give me another look for this page. Yeah, so we got this Page of Rods under the Ten of Rods, right? So it's all these burdens, within all these burdens, something that's making it hard for this person to organize these priorities and hard to get their shit a little bit together here is because there's this constant wanting that they want to. They want to move on. They want to speak that. They want that, right? You got the Page of Rods here. What? It's something they want to let someone know what they're passionate about, what their passion is, right? But they need to escape this type of energy, right? It's the Fool card, setting out away from the drama towards that Two of Cups connection, right? They do feel it, do want to do this, but they are stuck in this life of chaos and conflict. That we got for the Mastery card here. Baby, don't you know that I'm talking about you? Yeah, you. Page of Pentacles. They're gaining the mastery to send these messages. There's definitely a message that wants to be sent. Not the world. Making me strong, making me wanna be a better man. I swear I can. Take my hand, girl, I'm talking about you. Ooh, yeah, this is someone who's talking about you for sure. You get a sense that they're talking to someone who's like another guy that's in this similar type of situation here. I know you see me grinning. Yeah. Haha. This is someone who's got a lot of options but is focused on the Queen of Wands. Someone who really draws their attention, their passionate, vibrant person. Page of Cups. Oh my God. Just what every inner child is like, what? We like that one. We like that one. Time to get rid of the hussies, right? There's all these chicks offering cups and stuff up like that. What do we say about the Seven of Cups? What? Drinking out of all them cups is how you get poisoned, but this person, this is all focused, right? They just don't know what to do with it, right? So let's see. Ooh. All right, so we've got the Knight of the King of Swords here on the bottom of the deck, but we have the King of Cups. This is someone who is trying to be mature. Definitely, this is someone who's trying to embody more mature energy, right? We got this King of Swords, this Knight or this King of Cups here, right? In control of their cups, and there's the Knights. And there's the knights. They could even, oh man. I'm just getting a strong thing of two masculines. There's two masculine energies coming up here. Yeah, there's just two. You got the Knight and the King of Cups and the Knight and the King of... This could be two men with two sons? I don't know, yeah. These two are trying to work together to figure out something out, right? They're trying to get out of this imprisoning state that they keep getting stuck in, right? Or they're trying to help each other, right? You got this Justice card and the High Priestess down here again today. Got the Justice finding the scales, right? And moving forward in life. These people are trying to move forward in life. They're overcoming lies. This fell out on top of the page. This fell out on top of these. Right? They're trying to overcome lies, deceits. I feel like they've been deceiving people. 7-7 with the swords, right? This is definitely a harvest coming in on skills that they've been working on, good, bad, or ugly. All right. You got a lot going on, Divine Feminine. You got a lot of focus on you right now. Keep embodying your natural energy, right? Keep embodying your natural energy. Keep focusing on your own healing. And if you being wounded is what chases someone away from you, that is their problem. Because there's nobody here that's not wounded in some way, shape, or form, right? We're all in the middle of a fairy tale. We're all seeking solace in the cabin, right? We're all running from something or towards something. We're either on a quest for something or we're running from the villain, right? Everybody is on these similar journeys with each other. It's not what you called, it's what you answer to. Stop worrying about what you were in the past and what you are being accused of. You embody what energy you want to embody. We are allowed to change as we grow older. I think one of my favorite sayings is, you'll have 3 great loves in your life, and if you're lucky, they'll all be the same person. That's when the relationships evolve with each other, because you are supposed to be in a state of ever evolving. And if someone comes into your life and wants you to remain stagnant, that's a problem, right? Don't ever put me in a situation where I have to show you how heartless I can be. Touche, pussycat. I have a feeling this is people that are definitely dealing with the fact that the femmes are like, no, we are not tolerating a lot of this bullshit anymore. Happiness can be found in even the darkest of times if one only remembers to just turn on the light. It's your job to click that switch. It is your job to turn on the light. You want a heart, you don't know how lucky you are not to have one. Hearts will never be practical until they are made unbreakable. But I still want one. With all those night energies, we're definitely dealing with the Tin Man. Someone who bottles up all their energy. Someone who blocks off their heart to everything. But they want to love, but they're too scared of it now. And the Divine Feminines with this, with the you want a heart, you don't know how lucky you are not to have one. What do you think is wounded with us? What do you think is wounded? The feminines are wounded in the heart center. Why? It's a big topic of conversation I get all the time, is these guys are just happy to do this, go to work, and that's all they have to do, is just work until you die. Life's hard, and it's a struggle every step of the way. Life's hard, and you just work until you die. So they do nothing for their health, and then they end up having heart attacks in their 40s and leaving people on their own. All the way back to the beginning of the reading when I was talking about my second husband. That was one of the reasons. I was watching all his friends drop like flies. I watched one of my friends wake up next to a dead body. You know, nobody wants that. We don't want that. We don't want to be left alone for the last 30 years of our lives. We want you guys to get your shit together. You're breaking our hearts by destroying yourselves. That's the wound that the feminine holds. Why? Because not any amount of our nurturing is going to save you if you don't want to save yourselves. When the debate is over, slander becomes the tool of the loser. There's definitely wounded masculines around there that like to talk shit. Once again, my second husband, case in point. What? It couldn't have possibly been because he had gotten to 350 pounds, unhealthy, dying in bed every night from sleep apnea and everything else that drove me to a breakup. No, I didn't break up with him. I told him to go get healthy. He decided to do the breakup, and he accused me of cheating on him with Rich Lopp because I watched his YouTube. And Leo King. I must be Jim Morrison to get a motherfucking girl like you. Don't know what I did in the past life, but it must have been something cool. You're definitely dealing with someone who's picking up those past life energies. Which wolf do you feed? I feed both, so both obey me. That's where we're at right now. What? That one angry wolf is snarling its teeth, and what? It's well fed now. Why? Because it's my defender against this habitual mistreatment, right? Haven't you ever heard of closing a damn door? A heart is not judged by how much you love, but by how much you are loved by others. Doesn't mean the judgment is true. It's just how it works. It's not about dealing with her when she's happy. It's about being able to deal with her when she is upset. Masculines don't understand why feminines are so emotional. We are literally tied to the moons. It is called in ancient times our moon cycle. And we are closer to source and more easily guided by the divine because we embrace our emotions instead of bottling them and fighting them all the time. When we fight our emotions and bottle them and try to hide them, that's where the problems come in. The problem is not the problem. The problem is your attitude about the problem. But mostly I hate the way I don't hate you. Not even a little bit, not even at all. We got another sign here for sea turtles, stand for wisdom and good luck. Sometimes the only payoff for having any faith is when it's tested again and again every day. I like that one song, soulmates aren't found, they're made, choose each other every day. I lean against you and you lean right back against me, and that way neither one of us has to sleep with their heads in the mud. Come on, Forrest, let's get it together. All right, get one card from Sarah here. Remember, this is all about the ancestors' generation and communion. This is about breaking generational curses, toxic generational curses. That bride in the cage, right? You don't marry a woman to make her your slave. That's not how it works. I was thinking like fucking Kevin Gates with that, right? That's the energy I'm really picking up. It's like in the past, this person could have been a cheater themselves, but then gotten mad at someone for cheating on them. It's like men who travel for work, right? Oh, it's okay for them to cheat, but it's not okay for the wife to cheat. It's only allowed for masculine. That's the toxic bullshit we're talking about, right? I also get, when I get with Kevin Gates, what I find is funny. It's like, and then when he makes it, he'll leave your ass for a white girl. Like, he literally got famous off of writing songs about Drake and how he just dogged that chick and dragged her ass through the mud. And then when he finally makes it, he leaves her for a paler version of her. He's got that gold digger, and when you get on, he'll leave your ass for a white girl. We have got home and we have got rooted. I love that. Like that home card that we got earlier too, right? We got home and we've got rooted, right? Be sure that you're grounding. Be sure that you are focusing on the kind of home environments that you want, the energy that you want to imbibe, right? You got that Queen of Pentacles energy for the feminines there. What kind of harmonious home do you want? What makes you feel like home, right? When you think down to it, where do your roots really feel settled in, right? We always get that a lotus cannot bloom in a garden built for a rose, right? A lotus is at home in the swamps, and a rose is at home in a pH balanced, perfectly manicured garden, right? That's the difference. Where do you feel at home? Where you feel at home is where you will find everything that you need. All right, blessed be all those who walk these weird and winding paths with me. I love y'all, and I'm back as soon as I can, I promise.